I'm Jeff Hunt. He's Bill Thorpe. It's Wednesday.
Yes, we're halfway there. Deep breaths, deep breaths.
I'm
Keep
taking
going.
Billy to the stock show
Yes.
today.
Yes, we are. We're going to the stock show today. I'm excited. I am excited.
Oh, I am so excited.
Yeah, this should be
I'm
fun.
going to have a camera.
I know. This will be great. And me in public is always fun.
We got a lot to cover today. Air Force One turning around mid-flight. We'll give you the latest on that. Psychedelic mushrooms have been found for sale at gas stations in Denver.
Yeah. And you didn't even have to go up to the guy behind the counter and go, hey, you got the stuff, man? Did Jimmy show up yet? Because I want to know. Yeah. Didn't even have to.
A little
It's on
public
the shelf.
warning for you,
Yeah.
just so you can check your kids.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally
Chocolate bars.
It's on the shelf, and it's a chocolate bar, and it has psychedelics
Psychedelics.
inside of it.
Yeah.
So, and the fun part, no real warning label on the outside.
Nope.
Yeah. Guess what? Surprise! You're seeing monsters today. Good job.
7
You know
o'clock.
that you know that Snickers commercial? That
Yeah.
Snickers commercial where you change, you get one of these, and blah, start tripping a whole bunch of like blah. I mean, what are you gonna see? You know, the Snickers commercial. You change into the monster. You take this chocolate bar. Everybody else changes into the monster. This is crazy.
Brandy Bradley will be joining us in the 7 o'clock hour. She's introduced some new legislation as well as already fighting the leftist agenda down at the Colorado State Capitol. You'll hear the latest from one of the most outspoken members of the Republican caucus, Brandy Bradley, 7 o'clock hour. We're going to talk business growth in Colorado. We'll talk snowpack issues. I was down in southwest Colorado yesterday. Bone dry,
Yeah.
dude.
No.
Bone dry.
That's not good.
Wolf Creek, it was kind of weird. We went by
Yeah.
Wolf Creek, and Wolf Creek is open 100%. 100% open.
Yeah.
Snow.
Wolf Creek is it's,
Nowhere else, though.
Yeah. Wolf Creek, when they picked that location geographically, absolutely brilliant based on snowpack and what's
You, like,
there.
Pick the one mountain
Oh,
that
yeah.
can get snow.
But it's horrible based on the commute to get there.
Oh, man.
And that's the problem is they, year after year, they have the deepest snowpack and sometimes the absolute best snow conditions
Yeah.
in the entire state.
Powder.
But it's nearly impossible to reasonably get to in a decent amount of time. I mean, you got to it's a, you can't just go down there for the day. And even a weekend trip is rough, going there and back from the Denver metro. That's the problem. Yeah.
We will be covering all of this and more today. Now it's time for the news.
Blake Olson.
Blake Olson, news and comment.
Good Wednesday morning, 22 and clear in Denver as you get ready to listen to Jeff and Billy, expecting a high of 48 today. News sponsored by Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning at 303-777-1234 to learn more about special savings opportunities on Lennox equipment. Our top story.
Average gasoline prices today are well below $3, but this might be the first year they average below $3 in quite some time. But yeah, the oil supply continues to grow.
Colorado's own Chris Wright in Davos minutes ago. He's the energy secretary. DJT has landed in Europe this morning, where he's slated to speak at this year's WEF in Davos, Switzerland. As 47 was leaving last night, an electrical issue forced Air Force One to return to Joint Base Andrews. The president is scheduled to deliver a keynote address at the forum and also has several meetings planned, including discussions centered around Greenland. The war on the globalists is about to occur, and Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick is there this morning getting everyone ready for DJT.
Our antibiotics
Yeah.
are made in China.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. We can't have an adversary, right, who, God forbid, there's a conflict, that we have to rely upon. It just doesn't make sense. So we need to reshore those things. We need to reshore our pharmaceuticals. So when the president is out talking about pharmaceuticals, he's talking about protecting us. God forbid we need it. We learned it all in COVID, right?
Yeah,
right? We couldn't even get masks. We couldn't get like hospital gear. Yeah. It was outrageous. So now we're paying attention to it. And President Trump's the only president who's got the guts, who's got the stamina, says, look, I'm just going to fix the whole thing for America. And
I love it. VP JD set to visit Minneapolis Thursday as tensions escalate because the paid protesters do what they're paid to do. And the riot porn media covers it like these are actually normal people. DJT describes it well last night before he left for Davos.
This is not people that are like living in Minnesota. These are professional paid people. They're like actors. I mean, I watched the guy last night in the church. He was, and not just Don Lemon. Don Lemon's a loser. But I watched the guy last night in the church. This guy's a professional guy, and he actually admits to it. He gets paid a lot of money to go and cause trouble.
Vance will meet with local leaders and community members that will include a roundtable discussion once again in Minnesota. Border Patrol head Greg Bovino is highlighting the arrests made during the illegal immigration crackdown in Minnesota. Bovino said that they're catching the worst of the worst. Over 10,000 arrests have been made. Newsbusters says that there's been 93% negative coverage on ICE. And that's what the media does best. 5 members of a swim team were taken to hospitals after an acid spill at a pool in Greenwood Village last night. South Metro Fire reported that the spill happened at the Sundance Hills pool. There's no threat to the public, and the spill has been contained. No details were immediately released on the swim team or injured team members. Investigators looking into the death of a snowboarder at Keystone. According to a social media post from the Summit County Sheriff's Office, a snowboarder crashed on a Black Diamond run. Investigators said that the initial information indicates he was riding with a group of friends when he hit the snow with force. He was wearing a helmet, and no trees, blunt objects, or other people seemed to be involved in the crash. Springs police received a report of a kidnapped child on Tuesday afternoon in a stolen car from the 2700 block of King Street. Police said the car was last seen heading east on King Street with a 2-year-old in the back seat when the car was stolen. The car with the toddler still in the back seat was located shortly before 5 o'clock, and the child thankfully was not harmed. Officers still looking for the person or persons responsible for all of this. All right, Bo Nix, his surgery was scheduled for Tuesday, and today the team will continue preparation for the Patriots in the AFC Championship game, 1 o'clock on Sunday at Mile High. Haven't heard anything about the results of the surgery. More than likely it went well. Jarrett Stidham, of course, has to try and fill Bo Nix's shoes coming up this weekend. They'll have a game plan for him to be successful, and it's all about the execution of that. And back on the practice field today, Luka Doncic, LeBron, and the Lakers in town last night.
Toss up to Gordon. How about Doncic playing free safety? James to LaRavia. Back to Doncic for 3. Boom!
He had 38, Doncic did, and they come back on the Nuggets in the third quarter, and they beat Denver 115-107 the final. 23 in Centennial, 21 in North Glen, 22 in Denver. You're waking up with Jeff and Bill on Hump Day. Blake Olson, News Talk 710 KNUS.
Your 710 5-day forecast, clear starry skies as we start our Wednesday. Morning temps in the lower to mid-20s with highs low 50s Wednesday afternoon. Sunshine and dry, partly cloudy, near 20 for a low Wednesday night. Thursday, increasing clouds late afternoon, highs in the low 40s. Lows going to be low teens Thursday night with some snow showers and highs only middle and upper 20s on Friday. Some snow showers may linger Saturday with upper 20s once again. Meteorologist Don Watzel in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. Air Force One turns around shortly after takeoff for Trump's trip to Switzerland. He made it, though. Watching his helicopters land now, he's going to give a speech. But Air Force One forced to return to Joint Base Andrews shortly after takeoff Tuesday evening with President Trump aboard. The crew experienced a minor electrical issue after takeoff at 10:20 p.m. and returned out of an abundance of caution. The lights in the press cabin briefly went out after takeoff, reporters said. Woo. Yeah, you got to turn that thing around. You lose the lights on you're flying the president and you're going over the Atlantic?
Yeah, how many of them just immediately thought, well, did he turn the lights off on us for a reason because of the press people? How many of them are like, is he doing this to us?
Sit in the dark, piggy.
Yeah, exactly.
Trump was en route to Davos, Switzerland, to attend the World Economic Forum. The plane returned to Maryland around 45 minutes into a roughly 7.5-hour flight. Levitt joked aboard Air Force One that the Qatari jet sounded much better at that moment. Air Force One landed at 11:07. The president boarded a different aircraft and continued on to Switzerland shortly after 12 a.m., arriving safely in Zurich around 6:45 a.m. Eastern time. So it would be 4:45 our time. Trump traveling with White House staff and cabinet members, including Secretary Rubio and White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles. He'll be giving a speech later this morning. We'll be watching that, and then a little homework assignment. See if you can catch the speech, watch it. We'd love to discuss that tomorrow with you. What did he say? How did it come across? How is Europe responding? Lots to cover regarding Greenland. So please be watching that. We want you to be a part of the debate and discussion tomorrow. Let's talk Dan Caplis and Dan Caplis Law. Dan suggests that you should choose a lawyer who shares your values because who you choose to represent you in an injury case says a lot about you to everyone involved in the case. Dan Caplis, the son of a police officer and a former seminarian, Dan has dedicated the last 40 years of his life to helping people who've been hurt in serious motor vehicle crashes. Dan is believed to be the only lawyer in Colorado history to win 5 straight multi-million-dollar verdicts in Colorado crash cases. Dan is also believed to have won the largest truck crash verdict in Colorado state history. Dan Caplis Law, the official law firm partner of the Denver Nuggets and the Colorado Avalanche. Dan Caplis Law, a serious firm for serious cases. Dan accepts righteous injury cases on a percentage fee basis so that he can represent good people from all walks of life without regard to ability to pay. So if you need Dan's help, give him a call, 303-770-5551, or hit dancaplisLaw.com. That's 303-770-5551, or hit dancaplisLaw.com. That's Dan, C-A-P, lislaw.com. Billy, I was on a flight one time. This was like one of the most surreal things. It was a red eye.
Yeah.
And they come on and they're just like, we're not sure our landing gear's down. So we're going to fly around and burn off the fuel.
That's great.
And then land.
Yeah.
And
just in case things go boom.
It was a red eye. So what made it weird is nobody reacted. Like I'm sitting there looking around going,
yeah. Hey, anybody else?
Anyone else concerned? Like what they just said?
Yeah.
It's like 3 a.m. And they're like, they fly around. We were landing in Dallas and we land and they got all the emergency vehicles all out. And I felt like I was the only one awake on the plane. It was a packed plane.
I got to tell you this, Sid. I think that just the rest of the people are there. They're like, I'm taking a red eye to Dallas. How much worse can this really get? I mean, a little quiet stay in the hospital might do me some good. I mean, I've already made a series of really questionable choices. This one will just go on the list.
Right, so that was wild. Well, glad the president made this. You ever had a close call?
Never have. I never have had a close call on the air. I've had some, weird noises and other stuff, and but no, nothing that has ever been. No, not that I can think. No, I mean I've been caught in storms, bad turbulence, stuff like that. No, in fact, I have this really weird approach to the idea of flying. Is lots of things can go wrong in the air, but I just play the numbers. Like the odds of it being this plane at this time on this day is so infinitesimal. Just shut up and get on the plane and then see what happens. Yeah, that's the idea.
Joan from Lakewood, I bet Trump was really hot under the collar with that electrical glitch. Needs a new plane. But to her point, she says gives him that dramatic entrance he probably loves.
It absolutely does. And I texted her back. Did you see the Boeing planes are delayed until late 2028 at the earliest is when they can deliver them. Yeah.
Is that the Qatari plane?
No, that's
totally
the new ones.
Separate ones.
Yeah, those are the ones that he negotiated. The 2 versions of them with Boeing that he said that Joe Biden had screwed up or something, and he was the bestest negotiator ever. And so then he redid it and changed the colors of the plane and the other stuff, and said now this is going to be the wonderful thing, and it's going to come in on time and on budget, and we're saving money. And no, that's not happening. Not happening at all. But again, anybody that dealt with the government and building the planes could have predicted that. Absolutely. Right. It's not going to arrive on budget, not going to arrive on time.
Surprised we can even build it, considering how far the train track got in California. All right, let's talk Colorado Christian University. Faith, family, freedom, these values define the American tradition and are increasingly under attack. The Centennial Institute at Colorado Christian University is dedicated to remaining a committed voice for Christian conservative principles. Through their public events, publications, and student initiatives, they're committed to delivering world-class programming that empowers citizens of all ages to stand boldly for conservative values and engage with the pressing issues of the day with grace and truth. The need to promote principled conservatism and train the next generation of conservative leaders to speak with moral clarity and conviction is more urgent than ever. Join the Centennial Institute at Colorado Christian University in their work to recommit the culture to faith, family, freedom, and future. Learn more at centennial.ccu.edu. That's centennial.ccu.edu. All right, when we come back, we're going to discuss illegal mushroom chocolate bars sold at gas stations in Colorado and how you can identify them. Check your kid's chocolate.
Yeah.
Because this sure as heck isn't legal. All right, we'll get to this next. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's Talk Leader, News Talk 710, KNUS.
From the Denver Post, Denver warns of illegal psilocybin chocolates for sale at gas station stores.
Yeah, this was crazy when I saw it. I didn't think this was like a real headline.
This is classic.
Wow.
Well, my son, who is familiar with gas station food, said this sounds about right, actually.
Yeah, exactly. About what you'd find there.
Right. It's
Yeah.
Just random. Gas stations have really become just kind of, you can get a fresh sandwich,
Oh, yeah.
pizza slice,
Yeah.
to like the most processed, weird, sugary content
Oh,
ever.
yeah. I'm always curious on the people that walk in there and they take whatever the meat is that is there on the weird sauna roller thing. You know, it's often hot dogs, maybe it's bratwurst. You don't really know. They don't tell you. You're not sure. You just go in, you take that tube of meat and you put it into something, and then maybe you go that way and you're just, okay, yeah. It's just so many questionable nutritious choices.
Denver officials are warning consumers that they found edible products made of psilocybin mushrooms for sale illegally at local gas stations and smoke shops. Officials recently tested chocolate bars from a brand called Polka Dot. Polkadot. Polka Dot. And confirmed the presence of psilocybin, a psychoactive ingredient in magic mushrooms, as well as synthetic compounds that can cause similar hallucinogenic effects. Those compounds include a whole list of these long ones, 4-ACODET and others, according to a Tuesday alert sent from the Denver Department of Licensing and Consumer Protection. While psilocybin is decriminalized for personal use, cultivation, and sharing in Colorado, it is illegal to sell the drug. The edibles the city tested were purchased from King Smoke and Vape Shop, that's off of 13th Avenue, Broadway Smoke Shop, that's off of Broadway, 108 South Broadway, and then Mixed Up Creations off of Colfax Avenue. Polka Dot is a wildly popular, if illicit, brand that makes a variety of psychedelic edibles, including chocolates, gummies, liquid shots, and seltzers. They're sold at local retailers like vape shops, convenience stores, and gas stations, as well as online, officials said. A picture of one of the chocolate bars provided by the city advertises that it includes a mushroom blend of non-psychoactive varieties like turkey tail, lion's mane, and cordyceps. I have no idea what that means. But
just different, brands, different styles of mushrooms.
Part of the problem is the lack of consistent regulatory oversight on these items increases food safety risks and the likelihood of undisclosed psychoactive ingredients. Bottom line, you have no idea where you're getting in this.
Yeah.
It's a total roll of the dice.
The crazy part is, technically, they can't be for sale at retail locations. So if you find them, technically they're free. They cannot arrest you for stealing them because you cannot sell them in the first place. So what are you going to do? You're gonna call the cops about me stealing your illegal psychedelic mushroom bars? The other part that's really weird, I spent a little bit of time, not more than a couple of minutes this morning, looking at the Polka Dot as far as manufacturers, and it seems to be a decentralized manufacturing idea where, this is what I mean. I could have my own Polka Dot manufacturing facility doing gummies or chocolate. Jeff could have one. You listening to the Jeff and Bill show this morning could also have one. We could have, our three facilities could have wildly different ingredients, standards, processes, and procedures, but we would all be allowed to sell our products under this umbrella, which makes it much more difficult for the people in charge to stop them from doing the things they shouldn't be doing, like this. This is kind of in part by design because they know they are dancing so close to the edge of illegality that they don't want to have any sort of centralized manufacturing base that could be shut down. So every single manufacturer, from what I understand, that produces stuff under the Polka Dot label is on their own. It's your own ranch, your own cattle, your own crazy mushrooms. So yeah, there's no consistency in product, across the board, which is, again, a little frightening.
Polka Dot Magic Mushroom Bar. So here's what I'll do. I'll link to this article at x.com/Jeff Hunt so you can see what these look like. But
Yeah.
we got another, and for whatever reason, I can't text message back. It's telling me I've sent too many.
I hate that.
This picture from 0935 that they sent in to us this morning, mushroom gummies for sale. This looks like this is a display at a regular gas station.
Yeah, it does look like it. And I'd be curious to see what's inside, because there are mushroom gummies, and again,
it says 10,000 mg per
milligrams.
bag.
Yeah, so 10,000 milligrams, that would be the idea of ingestible psychedelics.
Right.
Yeah, is the idea, because there is some stuff that is infused. I mean, there are a couple of mushroom infused coffee and some other stuff out there that's not psychedelic. So seeing the stuff that's mushroom infused on there, but this, because it has the 10,000 milligrams, and that's crazy, and it says 1,000 milligrams per gummy. That's okay.
To that point, Joan from Lakewood, now I'm scared. I've started drinking mushroom coffee.
See?
My coffee's got lion's mane.
Yeah. The coffee is fine. I did look at that one, because that's one of the things.
Is it?
Yeah, there is. There's
Are
someone,
you sure?
Oh, yeah. There's someone in my family that, there's a...
hold on.
There's a multi-level marketing thing out there where, it's kind of like the old school Mary Kay or Tupperware. And there's one of them that deals with mushroom-infused coffee. And one of my family members has a friend that's selling it. So to help them out, they have purchased it. And so they're drinking it now. And so, yes, it's mushroom-infused coffee, and it's supposed to be a supplement for, I don't remember what. They told me, but I didn't know. I'm not drinking mushroom-infused coffee. I like mushrooms.
Joan, if Tina Peters appears to you in your room...
Yes.
Stop drinking.
Yes. Stop drinking that. Yes.
Coffee.
Yes. Yes. She says, so we have to find the map and go on an adventure. No, don't do that. Do not do that.
0935 saying that picture's from a liquor store. Whoa, is this a bigger deal? Do you think this is happening all over Colorado?
I don't know. I'm gonna. The thing is, the fact that came from a liquor store, I'm going to have to start paying attention. I'm not in liquor stores often, but I'm going to have to start paying attention at those, sellable things up at the, the cashier stand, because that's where those things are going to be as far as what they have. Because every once in a while, I'll bounce into a liquor store in an odd part of town, and it's a half liquor store, half head shop. And so you're like, well, okay, you're not selling the marijuana, but you're selling everything else that goes with it. So there's kind of a message here. But yeah, so every once in a while, some weird stuff, and sometimes a weird cacophony of, sellable things up front. But I've never paid attention recently to be looking for the things like the mushroom and the other edible gummies. I'm going to have to look for those. That's weird and a little scary. At least at a liquor store, so you have somewhat of a barrier of entry based on anybody under the age of, 18 to 21. But even then, geez, that's a little spooky.
Two-channel Mike in Westminster. Am I saying psilocybin wrong? I thought that's how you pronounce it.
Psilocybin.
Psilocybin.
Yeah, psilocybin. Yeah.
Thank you. Two-channel Mike in Westminster. It's on a regular basis that people correct something I say.
That's okay.
If only I was paid for words, you'd think.
If only. If we're only paid by the word, then
there you go.
Much more profitable here.
Did you see the update from Danielle Jurinsky on the city council member bill?
Oh, no, I didn't. What? Tell him. Share, please.
Apparently he was asked for his ID. Remember, this is Andrews. This is Rob Andrews, the city council member that got popped for the DUI over the weekend. He was asked for his ID, and lo and behold, gave him his city council member's card.
Oh, that's interesting.
And so there's a lot of debate as to whether or not he was going, do you know who I am? Or was he just so drunk he mixed up his city council ID card with his actual driver's license?
The thing for me is that neither plausible explanation makes this situation better. I mean, there is not a correct answer here. Because if he's handing him his city card, as in, hey, don't arrest me, winky, winky, nudgy, nudgy, or find the one that has the right picture. Hang on a sec, I'll look. Yeah, if it's that kind of a thing, who knows? None of these are a good thing. The fact that that's the ID that you hand them, oh, that's awful. Not a good thing.
Here's the actual police department report. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I approached the vehicle and made contact with the driver, later identified as Robert Andrews, who was later positively identified through his Colorado driver's license. Mr. Andrews was asked to provide his driver's license and proof of insurance. Mr. Andrews handed me his City of Aurora City Council member ID card.
Yeah, which is
I handed
not his
the
driver's
ID
license.
card back and asked for his driver's license. Mr. Andrews handed over his license, but stated he did not have access to his insurance information due to a broken phone. Wow, this is just getting better.
That is. And the idea, I like that. You know, the weird part is he brings up that thing about access to the insurance information because of a broken phone. Just about 72 hours ago, I was pondering that exact thing.
Were you?
The idea that, that because you have to have proof of insurance on your phone, then, how many other problems does that create rather than just, like they did OG, have a little paper card and you throw it into the glove box. And that was, super easy. Granted, after a couple of years, you got like 7 of them, but still, you could sort through them when the cop was there. But that idea of, oh, sorry, my phone's not loading. Oh, I didn't update the app. Oh, sorry, officer, I've got to do this, and now I've got to, I got to sign in again. Oh, I need to reset my password. That's just seriously,
It's got to be crazy.
It is.
But how about the fact that the city council member and the chair of the safety committee doesn't have a working cell phone?
Yeah, and again, I get lots of questions on this one. The cell phone is broken, and again, we don't know the timeline of when and or where it was broken, but we do know that he attended a party earlier in the evening. Now, we will give a possibility that the phone could have been broken, and reasonably, if we were inebriated at the party, that absolutely could happen. However, if it wasn't broken at that event, why is he carrying around a broken phone? So many questions about the idea that, my phone's broken, can't access anything, let's put it in our pocket and go to the party. If you can't use it, why are you taking it? It's just a paperweight. So, and again, and the problem is, if he brought it with him beforehand, what the hell are you doing? And if he broke it at the party, wait a minute. If you're at a point where you possibly break your cell phone at a party, isn't that one of the things on the checklist that maybe you run through before putting the keys in the ignition? Hey, what are the stupid things I have done prior to this that may indicate I may not be able to pilot this vehicle? I don't know. Maybe in some circumstances, dropping and breaking your cell phone, there may be a situation there where it would be an indicator that you've had too much and should not drive.
Correct.
I don't know.
All
Just
right,
guessing here.
You ready for this? It gets even
Yeah.
crazier.
Ooh, goody. This is fun.
Do you want to hear why he thinks or why he was 10 miles in the wrong direction?
Please tell me it has something to do with Tina Peters and a Stonewall election. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Andrews explained that he was trying to locate his son's car, which needed a jump start.
Wait, what?
At well past 11 o'clock at night. 10 miles in the wrong direction of where he lives with a broken phone. So how do you know where your son's car is?
How did you know in the first
broken
place?
Phone?
Well, how did you know in the first place? Because again, it's timeline. How did your son or anybody else get in touch with you in order to say my car is broken and I need a jump start? That would be a real big question because, again, you're assuming that the information came in prior to the breaking of the phone. Then when was the phone broken? The other thing in that cycle is once son calls and says, I need a jump start, how long was it until we walked to the vehicle and decided to turn on the ignition? What is that amount of time? Because now I would assume that once son says, hey, I'm stuck here, I need a jump start, you would put down the drink and decide to leave the party rather rapidly. Well, if you just heard from them, that's a very limited window of when the phone was broken. If the phone wasn't broken in that limited window, now we have a question of how we got a hold of you. And then the more important question is, how are you going to find him if you don't have the cell phone and the ability to contact him? I know this is inappropriate police work behavior, and this is why I will not and cannot be a police officer. But one of the things I would have asked is, hey, let's open your car, let me see the jumper cables, and let's go get him. That's what I would have offered. And because the reason is, I want to know if this story is true. If you're telling me you're going to go help your son with jumper and jump the car, you have to have jumper cables or he does. So let's take you and find the car and figure out if this is true, or are you just blowing smoke? But again, I'm not certain that our law enforcement individuals that time of the morning should be playing, let's go down the rabbit hole with this possible drunk at that point.
You ready for it? It
Ooh,
gets even
good,
better.
More. Yay!
Oh,
I'm so excited.
You ready for this?
Yes, so excited. excited. Hercules. Sorry, go ahead. Okay.
Mr. Andrews also mentioned that the vehicle he was driving belonged to a nonprofit organization.
Oh, goody. What one?
Doesn't say.
I wish I knew. Yes. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. So we have a guy that's driving drunk, going the wrong direction, supposedly has a broken phone, to go find his son to help him with jumper cables, and he's driving a car that is not his. So now he's explaining why he is not on the driver and the registration. And here's the other part that I've got, is he's driving a car that allegedly belongs to a charity. Okay. Why are you driving that car to that event and then deciding to drive it while inebriated? I'm just saying that if you are going to go out and you're going to drink, maybe you don't take your work car. Maybe the idea of taking the car from your employer is not the thing you do if you're going to go out and party. That seems like a really poor set of decision making there. That how happy would your employer or the nonprofit you're working with come to find out that you got in the car and you went out there and you got popped for a DUI? Or even worse, what if you hit somebody and caused injury or death because of this choice, and it is the charity's vehicle, because there may be some limited liability with their insurance claims because you're involved in the accident. There is going to be some, what is it called? It's sub something or another. My wife would hit me in the back of the head because I can't remember what it is. But there is a thing where you start spreading the risk, and you start spreading who has to pay in certain accidents. And this could be a case that he was driving a car that was insured by this organization. That organization would have some liability if he got into a serious accident and hurt or killed somebody. If I was that nonprofit, I'd be super pissed that he's driving our car and getting popped for a DUI. Really ridiculous.
Marvin, the meat handler, these are all drunk girl excuses.
Yes. That's kind of what I was thinking. It really is. It really is. A lot of those are. I was just the laundry list. The laundry list of things are, nope, I don't have. That's why if the cop had enough time, I would go, all right, let's go find your son. Where's he supposed to be? And see how quickly he pulls up that intersection. Because you're going there. You think you know where you're going. If you fumble at the intersection, you don't know where you're going. So let's go find him. Let's go, because I don't want to leave your son out there, sir. This is a danger. He shouldn't be there and have to find
Billy
someone
wants
else.
To play along.
Yes, I do. I would.
Joan does too. Let's look for the jumper cables in his trunk.
That's exactly what I was saying, Joan. I'd ask him, and you know what I would do? I would do an overabundance of caution and concern. Sir, do you have the jumper cables? If not, I may have them in the back of my car, or let's go make sure that your son is going to be safe. Let's go find out. Let's go pull this string and see if it's true.
The police officer notes that while speaking with Mr. Andrews, the city council member, I detected the odor of alcohol emanating from his person. I also saw that his eyes were pinkish and watery. They then asked him to step out of the vehicle. He complied and exited the vehicle. I asked if he had any weapons on his person. He stated that he did not. I explained to Mr. Andrews that I had stopped him for a traffic violation and that I was concerned about his ability to drive safely due to the odor of alcohol. I asked Mr. Andrews if he had consumed any alcohol, and he admitted to having 2 drinks of gin. That's his drink of choice.
Huh. How does he serve it, though? Because that's kind of a choice there. Because there's, I'm sorry. I'm a gin guy, too. There's
Are
kind of
you a
certain
gin
thing.
guy?
Oh,
I can't. I don't even know if I've ever had it.
Oh,
well,
that's
we're going to the
fantastic.
stock show today, Billy.
Yeah, good Bombay. Delicious.
I asked Mr. Andrews if he would be willing to perform a voluntary roadside maneuver, and he agreed to participate voluntarily. And then he gets into everything that they went through. They asked him to stand with his feet together and his hands on his side. And he had equal pupil size and equal tracking.
Okay, that's good.
Mr. Andrews displayed 6 of the possible 6 clues. Mr. Andrews displayed lack of smooth pursuit in both eyes. Mr. Andrews displayed distinct and sustained nystagmus.
I can't say it. I don't know. Yeah.
We'll have to, Mark Crowley, former DPD, can come in here and tell me what that is. At maximum deviation in both eyes, Mr. Andrews displayed onset of this prior to 45 degrees in both eyes. So Due to Mr. Andrews' physical limitations, he was unable to complete the walk and turn and one-leg stand maneuvers. I've always wondered if I could do that sober.
Yeah, it's the older I get, the whole one-leg stand thing is more of a question. It becomes a lot more of a question.
Based on the results of the roadside maneuvers and the odor of alcohol, I informed Mr. Andrews that I believed he was driving under the influence of alcohol. I placed him under arrest for DUI. Mr. Andrews was searched before being placed in the back of a marked patrol car. I want the video on this. Property located on Mr. Andrews' person was given to his stepson. Per his request, the truck was also released to his son.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so how did he get there if his car was stolen?
Well, the interesting thing is that, and we got it from one of the texters, it's saying that another news department in town, the one that likes to wear lots of sport coats and has hair that's much better than mine, was reporting that the stepson was in the car when he was pulled over, which again...
What?
Mm-hmm. Again, layers of questions. How old is the stepson? If the stepson was given the keys to drive, then again, why didn't Rob hand the keys to the stepson? That's the part that I can't figure out at that point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Is if you already have an alternative driver that is sober inside of the vehicle, why not? I mean, I'm sorry, but let's just say, I'm out there and I drink too much, and one of my kids that, has their license is with me, and I know that, I got a little questions on this. I have a free designated driver right there. You're driving home. That is great. That is absolutely wonderful. That's a wonderful alternative. I can't figure that one out. If his stepson was in the car with him when it was pulled over, why isn't he the one driving? Especially if they gave the keys to the stepson post-arrest for him to take the car home. That's nuts. That's nuts.
Mr. Andrews was transported to the Aurora Municipal Jail for further processing. He did the breathalyzer, and according to Danielle Jurinsky, more than 3 times the legal limit to drive. Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa. Joan from Lakewood, I like Jaeger.
Oh, yeah. Jaeger's fantastic. You and I can do that,
Joan's
Joan.
A lot of fun.
Especially chilled. Really good chilled Jaeger. I have some specialty Jägermeister shot glasses at home that you chill as well, and they will hold the ice for a while, as far as it'll crystal up on the outside, and it is fantastic.
Mr. Andrews was booked into jail and put on a detox hold till the next day. Wow.
Ooh.
3 times the legal limit, according to Danielle Jurinsky. Time for Mr. Andrews to resign? Well, it was a fun ride. 6 weeks into city council. Clearly, a lot of questions here. And maybe not fit to lead the city. Well, join the conversation. We'd love to hear from you. 303-696-1971. Text us on the Dan Caplis Law text line at 720-819-5115. Two-channel Mike in Westminster helping me on the pronunciation of nystagmus. Vertical and horizontal nystagmus. The test of vibrating eyes at limits of field of vision. We have the best listeners. Two-channel Mike.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
In Westminster. Thank you. All right, let's talk advanced hair restoration. How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I could achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You'll feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there's no one I trust more in hair restoration. Their simple FUE treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and your new hair is backed by the Advanced Hair Guarantee. Simply put, Advanced Hair's exceptional standard of care makes your comfort and your results their top priority. Look, this New Year's deal is running out. This is really like the last day to take advantage of it. Celebrate the new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation. $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR. 720-459-HAIR. Discover what meeting your resolution could look like with the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com. Billy, speaking of psychedelics,
Yeah.
you and Joan from Lakewood drinking Jägermeister.
I know.
Would be something that would be out of a psychedelic trip
Not
for
something that I would have picked today. That would have happened.
All right, we
That
got
would be great.
Choose the News coming up. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's Talk Leader, News Talk 710, KNUS.
Well, it is Wednesday, and I can definitely feel it. I bet many of our listeners can as well, and it's time for Bill to lighten the load with a little You Choose the News.
Yes, sir. It is that time of the morning where we get to be a little silly. Yes, we are taking our careers and the direction of KNUS in our own hands with something that is not approved by those in charge. Yes, this is America's favorite fake radio news game show, You Choose the News, but nobody here that gets to make any big decisions wakes up until 7, so we are going to take full advantage of being left unsupervised. Yes, lessons that both my parents and Jeff's parents learned when we were teenagers. But those are stories for other days that we will will regale you with. Today, it's about the silly stories that I have found on the interwebs. I gave them even more ridiculous headlines so that we get to play this fake radio news game show with you. And as always, Blake Olson is a partner in crime because we need someone to blame in case this thing goes sideways. So he joins us from the news department. Alrighty. As long as we all know our rules here. We love you, Blake. All right.
We know our rules.
Yes. There's a line from The Rock in Professional, but we're not going to do that one here. Okay. Here we go, guys. Your choices this morning. Headline number 1, Best Foot Forward. Headline number 2, Make-A-Wish. Headline number 3, that's Dr. Tube. And headline number 4, To Infinity and... Oh, never mind. Mr. Hunt, your
Start
choice.
with Make-A-Wish, please.
Yes, Make-A-Wish. Here we find ourselves in British Columbia. Police in British Columbia said they unfortunately recently pulled over a 22-year-old driver that really should never have been on the road in the first place. Yes, it was because they were driving way too fast, but it has a heck of a lot more to do with their vehicle. And I'm using the term vehicle quite loosely. The police officer on the scene said this was a car that was held together with duct tape and wishful thinking. The early model Acura that was doing 80 in a 55 zone was basically featured a whole bunch of makeshift DIY modifications. What are they, you ask? Well, rebar and duct tape in place of a rear window, a welded gate latch that was used to secure the side door. Some of the side paneling was replaced by duct tape in its entirety, and it just gets worse from there. The on-scene officer said it looked like they'd been chewed up by Robosaurus, that big fire-breathing car-crushing machine. Yeah, he said, it's amazing this particular car could go up to 80 miles per hour without disintegrating. The owner put some real effort into hammering out the dents and spray painting the repairs, but the car wasn't roadworthy at all. Police ordered the vehicle removed from the road, pending a long list of repairs.
I had a car like that.
And they have pictures, and it is frightening. My favorite is the gate latch. I mean, it literally is that gate latch that
Will
goes
you
for
send
the door.
text that to me? I'll put it up on the X
Okay,
account.
yeah, I'll see. I'll go grab it. All right. Now, Blake, Best Foot Forward, that's Dr. Tube, or To Infinity and... Oh, never mind.
To Infinity and... Oh, never mind.
Yeah, To Infinity and oh, never mind. GameStop had a real-life infinity glitch after a YouTuber found it, and now they have changed it. So no, you can't get free money from GameStop anymore by turning in your Switch 2. Now, in a video that just happened earlier this week, YouTuber RJC Media found a trick where he'd buy a used Switch 2, then trade it back with the purchase of a pre-owned game and got more money back than he originally paid for. So he'd pay $415 for the console, but was able to trade it in immediately for $445. So over the course of 2 days, he made $150 free dollars, as well as getting a bunch of new games. Once the video started making waves, GameStop said, ooh, that's a bad idea. According to the officials there, they said, well, the system briefly valued the pre-owned trade more than a new retail cost of the console. So yes, GameStop was going to pay you more for a used console than a new one. That's not how you make money. But the store does have a spotty trade-in policy. You may remember that last year they organized a Trade-in Anything Day where customers came in with, yes, just about anything, including old shoes and taxidermy animals to get GameStop games. But, you know,
Nice.
Yeah. All righty, Jeff, final choice this morning, Best Foot Forward or that's Dr. Tube?
Best Foot Forward.
Best Foot Forward. Here we meet Hiroshi Hasegawa, who was previously a producer for Sega, and he shared an interesting tidbit about the old Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games video game. Back in the day, this was a historic partnership. Mario and Sonic were, deadly rivals. But the two of them coming together for the first time in their own game? Well, it turns out, though, Nintendo had one really particular demand. According to Hasegawa, Nintendo wanted to ensure that in every single marketing photo, including the front of the game, Mario's foot was always in front of Sonic's. There's no way that Mario's foot could be behind Sonic's. In fact, there was one artwork where they got it wrong and Nintendo demanded a change, or they said they were going to pull out of the partnership and cancel the game.
Wow.
Yeah, because of the visual. If Mario's foot was in front of Sonic, they wouldn't have done the video game.
Who knew?
I know.
Billy, you're bringing up memories. 8794, my friend in high school, had a car you could see the street through the floors.
That's fantastic and dangerous. That's in You Choose the News. Back to you, sir.
All right, we'll continue. Brandy Bradley joins us next. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
This is 710 KNUS. We'll be right back.